Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you all that you need to know on Thursday, the 14th of May. Our top story is all about the numbers. Infections now almost 78,000 across the country and 2,500 deaths almost that have been reported of COVID-19. Delhi itself reported the highest number of deaths in a day on Wednesday, more than 20 deaths. The numbers from Maharashtra are also rising, becoming a cause for major concern. 25,000 plus cases, and Mumbai accounting for 60% of these more than 15,000 cases. Just the high concentration crowd area, the slum area of Dharavi has now got 40 deaths reported from there, more than 1,000 cases. These numbers perhaps for the authorities to keep in mind as they design lockdown 4.0. There are going to be relaxations, but perhaps it's up to the regular citizens to keep in mind that they have to stay safe, have to maintain social distancing and wear masks all the time. The second story that we have for you is this novel concept that the army has come up with. They have this concept of having people volunteer for tour of duty for 3 years. It's unlike what they have in Israel, which is the conscription, which is compulsory for all young people. This one is totally voluntary. It's basically having the army train some people and then they can serve in the army for 3 years. According to the army spokesperson, it's a win-win for both sides. For young people, it means valuable work experience, which will make them viable in the job market. For the army, it means huge savings. The SSC, or the Short Service Commission, is much more expensive to give someone gratuity and also other benefits after they finish their Short Service Commission, whereas this one will just cost them much less if they have people serving as officers and in other ranks for 3 years after training. The next story that we have for you is that work from home, which the government has suggested for most people right now, could become a temporary thing even for the government. They have floated guidelines now which suggests that there should be a compulsory work from home for at least 15 days for all officials in the government. They've reported that right now it's working really well. In fact, 57 of 75 government departments report that they have managed to achieve 80% efficiency working from home using the e-file system. They are saying, however, that they need to come up with ways of how they handle classified files. Who should have access to that? How should files between ministries be shared? These are things that they have to discuss. They've asked for comments from all ministries, and they're also saying that officials should now be reimbursed for their broadband data that they're using at home. The next story that we have for you is a question that we are all having. How long will the pandemic stay? How long will coronavirus stay? Well, the World Health Organization says that it may never go away. Just like the HIV virus, this one may also be here to stay, and the buzzword now among all policymakers is that we have to learn to live with it. We have to take precautions, which is the other thing. And they're also pointing out that while everyone wants to lift all the kind of restrictions that are there in all countries, they say that all countries should remain vigilant and have as many restrictions as possible. Of course, keeping in mind that there are huge economic costs for those restrictions. And finally, almost all sporting events have been cancelled, which is why the Bundesliga league starting games this weekend is being watched across the world. The European League is going to play to an empty stadium, but even so, from India to Brazil, everybody will be watching as they're starved for sporting entertainment. Those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on HindustanTimes.com.